All right, ladies. What years were you dancers?
I was a dancer 1 year in 1961, 62.
That was your year. Okay, I was 2 years, so that would have been 60, 61, and 62. Graduated in 62.
And I was 1961 to 63.
Okay.
All right. So what was the biggest performance that you remember from your time as a dancer?
Biggest time.
Or your favorite performance? Did you go to the Capitol or Milwaukee?
We went on a tour to Eau Claire, to Stevens Point, and various other schools.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
And what's your favorite? What was your favorite performance?
Probably the same ones. I don't remember any individual one that was special. We didn't do all.
Were
the
all
things
four
we
of you
do
together? Or were you, sounds like it was
Some of
For
us.
1 year,
Right.
Yeah.
1 year we were all together.
Right.
That's right. Right. Yes.
I have one favorite memory of how I became a dancer. I was pulled out of class by Miss Reek, and I was a junior at the time, and was trying to get into my senior year, and she said, "Joanne, I would really like you to be a dancer, but you have to stop dyeing your hair." And I really wanted to be a dancer, so I said, "Okay." That's my favorite story.
That is good. That is
What's
good.
what's your favorite memories of dancing?
Oh, favorite memories. Nothing really sticks in my mind. I remember that we danced at a lot of high schools, and we danced at some nursing homes.
Yeah.
And then when we did a street dance, the street was not flat; it was convex. So you were going up and trying to keep your footing. Do you remember that? It was really hard. It was hot, and it was difficult to dance in the street. That was.
And what's your memory of your time as a dancer?
Oh, there are so many memories. I loved just being a dancer. And we had to get up quite early every day.
We did. For us,
Our
it was
practices started on time, and they were for 1 hour.
Were you part of the 50-cent crew or the 25-cent crew if you were a minute late?
Nobody was ever late.
They didn't do that.
We
weren't.
Nobody was late, ever.
No.
Never.
No.
You didn't dare do
No.
that. I mean, it was just
Right.
No.
Right.
She had an iron.
Right. I got up early. I walked down that steep hill. You can no longer drive down it. Walked down that, crossed the bridge, and then I walked along the river and climbed up the back hill to the community building, which we called the new gym.
right.
Never seen the gym. That was.
Right.
But I don't recall being late.
So what about partners? Do you remember your partners?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mine is
mine
very-
made me look good. Arden Baum made me look very good.
And,
didn't you
and
have a-
Steve
wasn't-
Christensen and Jimmy Lauer.
Oh,
Jimmy's not here tonight, but Steve's here.
and I danced with Steve when I auditioned, or whatever you call
Oh,
it.
you did? Oh,
Yeah,
you did?
yeah.
Okay.
And he was so tall,
Well,
and I was so short.
He and I were the two tallest.
Yeah.
So I think that's how we ended up
But
together.
we were riding in, we rode on parade during the
Floats?
Cinema,
Okay.
and it was a really hot day, and they were throwing candy, and I remember Gail Mortensen and I were there. And when we got up, we had those tights on, we had candy stuck to our knees
On your knees?
because it had melted in. And we had to dance on the street after that.
And you went in the candy, right. Was it a float shaped like a Viking ship?
No, it was a flat, I don't even remember who it would have
Flatbed
been.
truck, like-
I think it's
yeah.
in one of the pictures that I cut
Because
out.
I have a picture, but it's a Viking.
Yeah.
So did Miss Reek still have her yellow sports car in the 60s, or was that a 50s?
I don't remember that.
Oh, we don't know that
That
story.
no, we don't know that
We
story.
probably
That was-
were never allowed to know what kind of cars are.
No,
That's
no,
correct.
That was-
no.
I'd like to tell about my partner that I miss very much. His name was Mike Miller and recently died. And when I was a senior. And every time I came back, we would always, reconnect, and we just had such great performances together. And when we were dancing by Miss Reek, I mean, still at this day, it's Miss Reek.
It's still
Not
Miss Reek.
Jean, Miss Reek.
Right.
Whatever she said to us, which was usually smile, he would tell me that around the whole floor, wherever we were. And he's just such an upbeat person, and just a fellow who really enjoyed the story. And so one of the places that we were, that trip to Stevens Point, there was some kind of guy thing in the bar.
Yes. Oh, I remember. I got that in my diary. I'm not kidding. And Miss Reek was really
The
mad.
guys?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I think he told me that she came into the bar, and we didn't ever. The girls were all sleeping.
We
in
never did that.
No, we never did that.
Girls in the 60s, you were saintly, probably.
Saying You're right.
Well,
You're right.
we knew her better than the
Yes,
guys
because
did.
we had her in-
Because we had her in Fayette.
Right,
So,
right.
So anyway, Mike was telling me about that, and I'm sure he has a lot more that he's taken to his spiritual realm.
Because on the bus, then they were cutting up in the back, and
Yes.
she was really mad.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, and so she said, well, somebody had said something, they're breaking training rules or something like that,
Oh.
and she said, I don't care.
Oh!
I mean, she, how she was kind of
Yes.
very short cut.
Yes, yes, right.
Oh,
So, who are was there one accordion player, two accordion
we
players?
had one.
something?
We had one.
Well, we had.
We didn't
was
advance
it-
to this
Noran.
place where there were
Noran
two or
Kalkbrenner.
three. Noran Kalkbrenner
Right,
was our.
right.
Yeah.
Who lives in the same town I live in right now?
Same.
Is that right?
In St. Yeah.
Okay.
Eden Prairie.
Eden Prairie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
What were the dances you did? Do you remember the names of the dances?
yes, the Weaver.
The Weavers.
We
Well,
learned
it's
the
only one
Weaver.
we
It's a
come up
new
with.
dance. She brought that
Yeah.
home from Norway, and they are still doing it. And the Rhinelander.
And the clap and dance, wasn't there
Yeah.
one of those?
Okay, that's the one. Yes.
And then what was the one where they kicked off the hat off the cane?
Oh, the Howling dance. The
That's
Howling.
when did
The
that
Howling.
Okay.
Because I
Did they
talked
do
to a bunch
that
of
in
the
the
50s,
60s?
and they didn't do
And they
that.
had.
No, they wouldn't know that. They were just getting together.
And what's the one where there were three in a group? So the girl was out in front, and then
Yeah.
the two boys were
Yeah.
behind. But I can't think of the name of that one.
No. But even after we graduated, Judy, we were at Stout, and Bobby Fruth was there. You remember we performed, the three of us, in an international performance of, we only called her Leaping Lena, Professor.
Oh, the International Club.
Yeah, but it was, we did the three of us. Had to.
You did?
We had
That's
to
Stout.
because she really thought that we were special, and we had her for speech. So you really wanted to do
Oh,
it.
Lorna Langfield.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. And I read Sharon Ely's, what was that Norwegian story she used to do? Perform. It was about a baseball game.
Oh,
It was very precious. Yeah.
And so how many, you all went to school, you went to high school together? Or you
She
went
and I
to
went
college?
to
went
two
to
did.
college,
And you two went to college together. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
and Bobby
that's-
was up there, so we
Bob-
had
Bobby was
Yeah,
there, so
three
we
of us,
had
yeah.
right. We had
you
a.
could do the dance.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
we must have gotten our costumes too.
we must.
I must have. I don't recall how we did it.
Didn't we have to turn our costumes back in? I think mine's
Yeah,
retired.
but I don't know why we would have. Well, and that'd be retired. I don't know what. I asked Stacy what she did with.
Old costumes.
And she said some of them must have been destroyed. She doesn't know, but there's a closet or a cupboard
Is there
with
a
the old ones.
Bunad cemetery? Or?
Well, that's kind of it. But she'd
Bunad
like to bring
cemetery?
them out and offer them for sale, so that maybe some of the people that used them.
I have a
Mine have them
story.
written.
This is good. Go ahead. All right.
Did your parents make your bunads?
No, oh, are you
No,
kidding
no,
me?
no.
What's the deal with bunads?
They had to
That
be
lady that
authentic.
that lived out of town.
On 51.
Mrs.
51.
Tenjum. Tenjum did all that.
She made
Yes.
them, right.
She made the costumes.
She made the costumes, right.
And altered them.
Yeah.
And we had to wear cremlins underneath or those.
This has to do with the change of the
All
times.
the years.
Short.
Okay.
It's short though compared to what they
Well,
do
that's
today. And then we had our own shoes. We didn't have special shoes.
That's right. That's right. and they almost didn't stay on.
They did, yeah. I know. I should have had it like that.
So what's your story
My
about
story?
the change in the times?
Okay, the change in the times is this. When I was a senior, John Holton and I were floor leaders for the February Afternoon of
North
Fun.
afternoon.
So Art Wendt came to take our photos, and we were standing, like a ready pose, yeah. And I was holding my skirt up like this, and the photographer, and anyone who's old here knows who Art Wendt is.
Yes, I know. Art Wendt. Yeah.
He said, "Let your slip show a little bit." I was horrified.
Your slip show a little bit.
I was absolutely horrified. And the most fun was in February when I came back. Here are these sweet, adorable high school students walking out of the high school, basically in their blouse and their underwear, their pantaloons and slips, because they're so beautiful.
We did have pantaloons, remember?
We had pantaloons.
But my
They don't
heel
have
caught in
pantaloons
one.
anymore. Do they have pantaloons
No.
anymore?
Well, she had something on that was really something. I mean, it was like part of a costume.
Really?
That's how it looked.
I would catch my heel and rip off the bottom, and then my partner would rip the rest of it before we got out on the floor.
Oh, is
It was
that right?
hanging there because
Yeah.
you know how easy
Then
it
you were
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
out of balance.
I mean, that is truly. And then there was this photograph that was being set up, and all of the ones who were standing were in costume, and these two girls who must have been seniors came running in and laid on the floor in their pantaloons.
Yeah.
I mean,
Probably my kid.
it's just hysterical to me because
Things have
You
changed.
wouldn't,
Yes!
you wouldn't show your slip.
yes, because I
You
would
show your slip.
And,
That's why.
and actually, I
You're
had
making
to
up
show
for
it.
it.
Yes, it was a sliver. Just a sliver.
Scandalous.
Yeah, we're done.
Squeeze
Okay,
it.
we're done. We're moving on.